Hello, this is my review of the Fluval Flex 15. It's a pretty cool aquarium for somebody that's looking to get into the hobby. Fluval has really exceptional lights, really good substrate, and probably the best kits you can buy. All-in-ones here. All-in-one meaning it's got filtration built into it. Now, one thing is if you're going to do nanofish, it's not really a good tank for it because of the design of the straits where water flows in and out. See, with this, I've kind of got it set up so at the bottom down there's a straight, and I covered that with a thin piece of plastic so that wouldn't even work, and it all comes to the top here. And then luckily I was able to get a plant to grow in there, so the root system is kind of blocking any fish or shrimp from being able to get into the back there, and it's a total nightmare. You're gonna need to get a flashlight, a very small net. Also, the filter is kind of weird. These filters for the Fluval kits, I've never cleaned it, and every time I pull it out, there's nothing on it. So I don't know, it doesn't really bother me since I do a lot of water changes and stuff anyways. And check out this water, look at this plant here, this water spray is just growing in here. And another thing too is I lost the remote. I think I was doing a water change and it just fell in a bucket and I dumped it outside somewhere. I have no idea where it is. So the light that it came with is stuck on the blue lights, and I just leave it in. And then I took a little LED strip. You can get it for a 29 gallon, and I super glued it to the top there. So this isn't the actual Fluval light, and I guarantee about 50% of you are going to do the same thing. You know, there's a reason why they start putting these remotes on there, and it's not only for all the cool effects, because eventually you'll get it left on one anyways. So you lose the remote, and you have to buy the remote, and then the remote's a real pain in the ass to get, and then guess what? You just have to get a whole new light. So that's what I did in here. So this isn't the actual light, but the actual light was really good. The plants still loved it. I think these aquariums are too small in general for most fish. These fish really loved it in here. I think that all has to do with the aquascaping. There's lots of plants in here. I got lots of cherry shrimp, and this is kind of something I use for a breeding project. I'll put one male and like 2 or 3 females in here, and I'll let the line develop, see if I like it, and if I like it, then I'll move them on to a bigger tank. But this is kind of a transitional tank. It's not a permanent home for anybody. As you see, you know, if you do it right, it's really beautiful. You know, I think it's like 15 different species of plants growing in here, not including the algae. And all the fish and shrimp and everything really like it. The water flow is not as bad as some other kits. Some are really too strong. But in small aquariums, it's okay to have some good water flow since there's not a lot of space for them to move around. It's kind of like a good treadmill for them. So overall, I'm happy with this tank. I think it's a pretty good tank, minus losing the remote, minus the fabrication I had to do with the plastic backing in there, and minus having to always check and see if a fish has snuck into the back there. It's a pretty good tank. It's a little more maintenance than it should be because of those features, but overall I like it. I think it's a good tank. It's a great starter kit. You just have to be aware of the problems it has, and it's really not that big of a deal. I think it is a good deal as far as price goes, being 130 bucks for an all-in-one, especially for somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing. It's a good option. So I hope you learned something, and good luck with all your purchases.